What's up, guys? It's the Jeremy
and Carey
Ask Us show. You ask us, we tell you. What's up, guys? We got a good one today, asking about some nutrition insight. This one today is about our personal triggers. I've heard you guys talk about triggers around food. What does that mean, and what are your triggers?
Well, I know one of my first triggers is, and I'll tell you two, but one is just like fatigue. When I get tired, I am triggered to think that I need food to stay up, maybe keep working on the computer, and and then you kind of think, am I bored? And I'll just find myself standing up and walking over to the cabinet and opening up doors, and I'm like, what is going on? And really, I need to go take a 15-minute power nap is what really needs to happen. But so fatigue will trigger me to want to go kind of, rummage through the cabinets and whatnot and find food to eat, because I think, that's going to give me energy and that will cut that fatigue back. But I will say that instead of that, there's two things to do. One, if you really can't take that 15-minute power nap, go do like I was going to say 5 minutes of burpees, but let's go ahead and say 2 minutes of burpees, or like push-ups, or something that gets the body right going and gets the juices flowing. That can also give energy, instead of going to your cabinets and figuring out something to eat that you really don't need to be doing anyway. So fatigue triggers me into eating, and most of the time it's probably something I don't need, or just some extra calories that I don't need.
It's been interesting. So the last probably 150 days, I've gone through a couple of the 75 hard challenges and doing a 100-mile challenge. And what I learned this year about myself, it took me over a decade to kind of learn this process, is that if I don't have borders or exceptions, or rules in place, then mine is kind of rolling. Like, I'll do something for a set period of time, and then I start to fall into a habit. So I'll have chips at the Mexican restaurant, and then I'll have chips again at the house, and then I'll go to the grocery store and I do the shopping in our house. So I'll buy a bag of chips, and then I'll open the bag of chips while I'm driving home, and then it just starts.
Chip frenzy.
It starts this rolling ball of, versus like if I've created, I know triggers for me are anything that is sweet triggers me. In a sense that it's more based around feeling bad about what I'm doing. So I can literally eat, and I'm not perfect, no one's perfect, but it's around if I eat a rice cake that is salted, no flavor, I can eat 2 of those, no problem, peanut butter.
Yeah.
I can get, that has 7 to 9 calories, carbs. 7 to 9 carbs. And then you can also get a chocolate frosted rice cake. Okay. There's whoa, chocolate frosted,
it's like
rice cake.
3 more carbs in one.
It literally is like that. It's very minimum, but it triggers something inside of me, sugar related.
Yeah.
And I emotionally feel bad about it. And it's I'm eating sugar. So it's if you're gonna have sugar, you might as well go for it. But even those littlest things that has sweetness on it triggers me.
And it triggers you to feel bad about what you did, like you ate the one with the sugar, so now you're kind of beat yourself up over it.
I'm just kind of I kind of feel I ate sugar, and I think about it and it kind of gets in my subconscious. Yeah. And so, but if I eat salted, it doesn't have the same effect on me. And so what I was doing prior to doing the last few challenges was I would eat cereal. And so eating cereal is a big trigger for me too. It's
no.
The kids eat the honey Cheerios. And if I have a bowl of Cheerios, I have 2 bowls of Cheerios. And so and then at night, if I'm you're saying, I'm tired, I should go to sleep, I would eat Cheerios. So I go in and pour a bowl. But if you look at it, a serving of Cheerios is about 140 calories. It's pretty nominal. It's not some crazy, it's not ice cream, it's not chocolate cake, it's not all these things, but it's those are triggers that will get me, and then it turns into this emotional roller coaster thing, because So
you just go, then I'm having 0 of that, because I know if I have some, I get emotional, and then it triggers me to want more of something. So then it's just a no.
Right. And
So those are the rules.
That's where I come back to for me, and it's interesting. My wife Lisa thinks that is extreme, and so she's like, you should have balance, and like that's the deal. We've been married for 11 years, and I used to be extreme, and I was really, that worked for me because I had to be that way because I'm a fat kid inside. Can I say that? I grew up.
Oh, Jeremy.
I was a little
You're
fat
not
kid.
Fat.
Okay, I still need work on that. I need a therapist. But I know myself, and so she can have an ice cream. She journals everything, perfect macros, and like
So she fits the ice cream into her macros.
she can, and that doesn't bother her.
Yeah,
because she knows that she can do that. But for me, so I went from
all
that.
or none.
So I need very strict.
Right.
And then if I do enjoy something that is sweet, it's like that one treat that I might have, and all that. And so I can, and this is another thing, I can remember 2 years ago, we were on a trip, and all the way up to the trip I was doing really good, and I was leading up to the trip because I wanted to be fit, feel good.
Yeah.
And then we went on a trip, and then I had a couple drinks and chips, and even just doing that triggered me. So when I came back home, I just started eating chips again. And when I look back on it, I go, man, even on vacation, it had a long-term effect on me.
Yeah, for sure.
Versus creating it into a structure. So I think there's I can't say what I do is what you have to do, but if you know thyself, knowing what does and doesn't, it's going to help you in the long term put yourself in good position to win. And so I think about for me, I eat as a treat, I'll get sushi. I'll get a couple. So if I go to the grocery store now, I'll get sushi rolls instead of a bag of chips. And so I'm going to have some carbohydrates in white rice, but I'm not going to eat a whole bag of chips. And so these are some counters that I do.
Is that new?
The
sushi, not the chips.
The last, probably this Monday when I went to the grocery store, I bought one thing, probably like 12 pieces of sushi and some sashimi, and ate that, and I felt great. No big deal. Mm-hmm. And I got some carbs in there that I might not have had in that volume, but it didn't trigger me to be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy all the sushi rolls.
Right.
That wasn't a trigger for me. And there's a price variance that might impact that as well. So anyways, sorry for going a little long, but I think for me, these are like things that I have. So for you, just my suggestion is start to pay attention. And like, again, it's to me like Groundhog Day. It's like we get to learn over and over and over time, start to take mental notes or write down what it is, and then start to play that game of like, maybe I should steer away from this, maybe not, and then you figure out what works best for you.
And I think there are times that it should just be a no. No, you get none, right? It's just kind of elimination. It's a practice of discipline, and it can allow us to create new habits. So there is a time and a place to absolutely take advantage of it. There's just no, that's the rule, and it's what you're not having. So,
all right, guys, the holiday seasons are upon us. Pay attention. Pay attention. All right, guys, we'll be talking to you. See you soon.